Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
Hi, this is Bree with Sustainably Balanced Equine, and you are watching Oliver's 6th rehab video. And in this video, I'm super excited. I'm going to be talking about a new thing that I tried for hoof protection for Oliver. I'm super stoked because I thought they turned out really nicely. And as you'll see throughout the video, I felt like his movement improved a lot. So basically, what I've been trying to avoid in his hooves this whole time, especially as we approach the winter and having more wetter weather, is anything bacterial or fungal infection in his foot. And what happens sometimes with glue on shoes and with boots is it can trap a lot of bacteria and moisture inside of the hoof. And I really wanted to avoid him getting a secondary infection that can cause even more tenderness and lameness on top of what he already has from the thin soles and just recovering from having those steel shoes on for so long. So this barefoot protection pad is kind of like a happy medium for me. So the first thing I had to do was clean out his foot really good with the wire brush and with the hoof pick. And I'm also checking for any areas that might be trapping bacteria and thrush because I don't want to glue the pad down and cause an infection under there. Like I said, trying to be very conscious of this, make sure I'm not doing anything that's going to make him worse. I'm super pleased that there are different options out there like these 3D barefoot pads, just because there's it can be kind of overwhelming. There's so many different options, and each horse is an individual. So it's been really interesting and kind of fun to play around with like what's going to help Oliver feel better and to show you guys like the process and hopefully give you some tips and tricks on how to ease your horse out of steel shoes because they do get a softer foot sometimes just from having the steel shoes on so frequently or for so long, especially if it's their entire life like this horse. And when there is wetter weather, it tends to do a number on their soles when they're thin. So I'm just grateful that there's this option out there, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully doing more for my client horses with these. They are like super incredibly easy to fit. Basically, I just took the Sharpie and like marked where I wanted the pad to be at. There's a specific look and shape that I was going for, and then you'd literally just cut them with scissors. Like I was so excited about this because when I have done the glue on shoes in the past, it's been super time consuming and it requires a lot of patience on your part and on the horse's part to make sure you get a good fit. So this was like so fun for me. I felt like I was doing arts and crafts, just cutting it to the shape I wanted it to be and checking if it fit. And um, yeah, I don't know why. I just love these already. And it's only been a couple of days, but time will obviously tell. I'll keep you guys posted and then I'm going to tell you the whole truth and everything that's going on with Oliver because I really just want to help you guys see that there are more options than just putting the shoes on or toughing it out barefoot or dealing with hoof boots because yeah, I can't get to the barn every single day. I do try, but it can be really detrimental for them to wear boots 24/7 all the time because of that fungal and bacterial stuff. So this is kind of the happy medium that I can feel good about leaving on his feet 24/7 because it's not going to allow anything underneath to potentially cause damage to his hooves. So I did a bunch of different modifications. I really kind of went ham with it, but I also wanted to make sure that I wasn't causing any damage, like I said. And the gluing part was actually the easiest part, I think. Basically, I just applied the glue. Sorry, it's kind of off screen over to the left there. Basically, I just applied the glue to the bottom, and then you literally just stick it on the bottom of the hoof and then saran wrap it. And what the saran wrap does is it keeps the pad from sliding around and making sure that the glue cures properly, like it traps the heat in for the chemical reaction. And then you also put a towel or some sort of cushion in to help the pad adhere to the concavity of the hoof, and then basically just set it down and let it cure. Like super easy. The whole thing probably only took me like 10 minutes a hoof, which was also amazing compared to glue-ons that I've done in the past. And I felt like he really enjoyed the process. Like he seemed super comfortable with it all. I have never put plastic wrap on this horse's foot, and he was like totally fine. Which I've had some other horses freak out on me in the past, so I'm a little gun shy about it, but he has been so good. Like he's just been really patient with everything, and I just love that and appreciate that about him. So just checking the bottom, making sure that there's no glue that's still sticky so I can give him his foot back and go ahead and start on the other. And I condensed the other foot. Again, it was about 10 minutes per foot. The first one took me a little bit longer because I was playing around with things, but honestly, it really was not that bad. Like, I don't think I have anything bad to say about these so far. And here's what it looked like on. I did have to modify it by rasping it. And this is the other foot before I rasped it. Actually, I think during rasping it. But what's cool about these too is as the horse walks, these are going to wear off. So I basically will leave these on until they are completely done, which is also cool. So I pulled him out directly after I put them on just to see how he's moving, to see like what was going on, and I felt like there was like some slight improvement. His stride lengths got better, but then he kind of had a big trip coming out of the stall, which I was not sure if it was because he put his head down or not. But I took him out in the arena, which was where he had had the issues due to the rocks from being ridden, and I honestly felt like he wasn't that bad. Like he's still not 100% great, 100% sound, I would say, but I was pleasantly surprised with the results. And I did feel like on his left front he was significantly shorter, and I can't tell if that's due to lack of flexion in his joints, like possibly maybe there's some arthritis going on top of the thin soles. But overall, like I felt like he was able to relax in his body and also not be so tender on those feet. And here they are, uh, a day or two after the application, and you can see that like they stayed on pretty good even though it's been pretty muddy. Um, and I noticed too that his posture, like he's just starting to seem a little bit like less tense. He's able to let down, and we're doing a lot more body work and in hand work, like just very gentle stuff to help him kind of realign his body and to move properly. I went to Morgan's intensive too over the weekend, and I've just been applying the stuff that she taught in the intensive one class and in the intensive two. And I really enjoy it because I feel like it's super gentle, it's super easy and applicable, even for Oliver. And I have been hesitant to work him too hard just because of the sore feet and what happened when I rode him. But I do think it's important to get that movement in when you're trying to build a horse's feet up. Like movement is so good for them. Movement is medicine, especially when it comes to rehabbing a barefoot, because the movement allows the horse to pump the blood through its legs. There are blood vessels in the feet that only work when the horse is moving. So I do think it's important for growing a better sole and just growing and developing thicker hooves in general to move, even if they are a little bit sore. And I feel like I caught glimpses of where he's going to be at in the future, like during this rehab today, because there are moments where he is looking really good and other moments where he's not looking as great. And right here, he's kind of trying to make friends with that buddy in the back. So I am having to put more pressure on him than I ideally would want to. But it's also important to make sure that he is still listening to me and not getting into fights with the paddock neighbor, and also just trying to keep a rhythm. And that's what Morgan stressed so much during the intensive, is just making sure the horse can keep a rhythm, like whether that's fast or slow, them being able to carry themselves starts with that rhythm, like working all the way up the pillars of self carriage. And I'm just super proud of him. Like it felt like he looked so much happier working with me, and I was super impressed with his stride lengths in the front, which had gotten a lot shorter. And right there again with his little his new buddy. He kind of slows down a lot there, but when he speeds up, he's able to stride out and even like put his head down and move nicely through his neck and his back, and that's really what I'm looking for. So honestly, I'm super impressed with these 3D barefoot pads. I can't wait to update you guys next week on how he does over a period of time, and to see how they wear, to see how long they last. I have seen other farriers say they last an entire 6 week trim cycle, which is really exciting because I think that will give him a lot of time to regenerate new sole instead of it just being worn away by the mud, because unfortunately we are going to get more rain and probably snow in the next couple of days. So here I was just rewarding him for a job well done. I'm just super pleased and super excited to share this with you guys because I feel like there's kind of like a glimmer of hope. I was feeling pretty just sad and overall, like, I just feel bad for him. I want him to have good feet. So having this option makes things feel so hopeful to me, and I'm really looking forward to it. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I hope you stay tuned for next week. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates. And thank you for watching.